Alright, YouTubers, let's do an update on this Rockrey. So far, I gotta say, I'm liking the way the kit goes together. I'm stuck right now because I gotta wait for my motor to come in. But here's the motor mount, and it has fixed pins. You know what I mean? So you put the motor mount, put the pinion, lock it in, and then it gears up with this. And so far all the tolerances have been good. The diffs work perfect. The plastic seems a little soft, so it worries me, but they don't make any aluminum case for this. So we did get in the Savox 1210. No, I'm sorry, 1268, the black edition. It's 7.4 volts at 347 ounces, so it's 25 kilograms, which that's badass, and it's a low profile, so that'll help. I got this front CVDs for hot racing and the rear drive shaft. Now the diffs work really good. It's got a little spiral cut gear. Things are a little bit littler because it's 10th scale, so you gotta watch out because they want you to put the, it comes with the shim and all that, and they tell you to put the shim on the one side and put the pins together like a normal diff. But then when you're screwing it down, it was real tight. Oops. It was real tight, and I was like, what the hell? So I got the Allen thing, and it was like binding up. So I loosened up the screws and I took it out, and since the two cross pins are so little and that little notch, you have to make sure they're exact, and then it locks down perfect. And then you put it back together and it's butter smooth. So this will be the front diff. So it calls for just putting grease. I put 60K. And in the center diff, it calls for just putting grease, but I put 100K. So because the rear's locked, so I don't want everything bleeding up to the front. So let's see. Alright, here's your hot racing, the third member, which is a good idea because the plastic, it gives you a bigger bearings for one, and you don't have bearings going into plastic, which really ends up messing up everything. So that's why everybody's stripping out input shafts on the Yetis and these things. Hot racing, here's the trailing arms, and these aluminum ones come extra upgraded instead of plastic with your with the kit. And this tripod mount right here is upgrade. It comes with the kit, and they put these little webbings right here. I'll put this phone so I know what it's looking at. Alright. Yes, they put the little webbings right here to strengthen it up. So, I mean, the metal one was going to be like $131 or $61, and I wasn't going there. I mean, this is a 10th scale. It's not going to be as heavy as that Yeti. But it's fully locked, the rear, and everything works really nice inside there. It gives you these fake little rotors and calipers, and even the calipers are metal, which is surprising. And then you put your nut, and then it has a lock pin that Allen screws right through the shaft, so there's absolutely no play anywhere. Back and forth, up and down, nothing, so everything's good. So that's the update on that. What I did do was a local guy made up some aluminum body mounts, body panels. He put the Monster logo on this one, and he said if I didn't like it, he just made a normal one. So we're gonna try a theme with see, I didn't peel off this side. This side will be, this will be the good side, you know what I mean? So I got an idea what I'm gonna do to this thing, so I'm gonna try to make it badass. Alright, I'm still gonna paint the body, but it'll be the same thing with the Yeti. It'll be you know, for show, and then put the metal for bashing. Alright, speaking of the Yeti, here's right here is what T-bone bumper. They were supposed to send me a skid plate, and I had to return it. So I went and let me see if this is catching it. Yeah. So I went and bought this Lexan and cut it out. And I put the 2 screws right here that go into the diff underneath. I melted it to get this contour, and then put these 2 screws that go into the post, so that's in the metal, and then these 2 screws that go into the motor mount. So the piece wasn't long enough to go to here. I think T-bones went to this point, but it's gonna cover this big hump, this main thing that I wanted to cover, so this don't get all chewed up. And then right here is flush, so this isn't going to take that much abuse. It's going to get scraped up some, but it should help a lot. And then I don't have to wait for them to send me another one. They gave me my refund. It's not a money thing, it's just I wanted to take it out, and I figured, why screw all this up just because T-bone boned me. Alright, and then I got this piece of metal. I'm gonna make a full skid plate for the bottom of the Losi, so it should be badass. Alright guys, that's it. That's the quick update. I'm still waiting for the motor. Once I get the motor, I could get a moving on this. I got the hot racing shocks. I don't know if I said it in the last video, but yeah, the hot racing front and back shocks. Cause Rich from RC Network built this, and he used the Proline shocks, and the Proline rear shocks work for the front of this. Alright, but they're $51. And then Proline Power Stroke XTs or something are like $58, and that's what you use on the rear. They're 5 inches. Well, Hot Racing makes 5-inch rear shocks and the front shocks that are all the same, with the double spring in the back and the single in the front, and they're $58 for all 4. So I figure I'll give them a shot. Can't go wrong. So I have that coming in, the motor, and I got these shock towers for the rear. These are the rear shock towers. And what else? I think that's it. I think that'll be it, and then I can do the build. So yeah, we'll see. It's kind of screwed up because they the kit gives you a gray roll cage instead of black, and I don't know why they did that, because then your color schemes, you don't have much choice to go with. You know, if they would have just left it black, you could go with any color. And then Hot Racing's coming up with this blue. So between black, blue, and gray, it's not like you got much choice of what you're gonna make this thing. So that's why I'm trying to make something up with the stainless panels. Alright, that's it. The next time this build goes on and I do a video, it'll be worthwhile. We'll get something done. So I just wanted to give you an update and look at the little skid plate I made for the Yeti. So hopefully this weekend is nice. Here's the third member. Alright, that's plastic. Now, the thing about it is, the rear sits in there, so you got two bearings that are going to sit in this race. Then you have a bearing that sits in here and a bearing that sits in here for your input. Alright, so between your input and these little races, all it takes is a little bit, and it's going to grind up some gear. So to me, I think if you get this kit, it's well worth it to get this. It wasn't even much money, you know what I mean? So it's well worth it.